Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at pillow in Python. So you're probably wondering what pillow is, and it's not that. Pillow is a Python module that you can use for image manipulation. Initially there was pill, and pillow is a friendly pill fork by Alex Clark and contributors. And pill is the Python image library by Frederick Lund and contributors. And so Alex Clark and the contributors have taken this, created a fork to try and improve the old repository. And you might think, well, why fork it? Why not just continue contributing on the main one? Well, the first thing is that pill was not setup tools compatible, and it's currently released bi-yearly or even more infrequently, and that's not good enough for the number of issues and things that people want to add to the program. So what about pill? Well, pill was last released in 2009, and so it's really unlikely that there's going to be another release anytime soon. And there's no official, pill is dead and no longer maintained, but it does seem very unlikely that it's something that will continue in the future. So you're probably wondering how we use pillow. Well, the first thing is to install it with pip. And you can see I've already got it installed. So the next thing we want to do is from pill, which is the name, import image, image filter, image draw, and image font, and they're things we'll be using later. And we also want to import numpy as np. So the first thing is we want an image called Python, and that's image.open python.png, and you can see that that's saved over here. And we can just print Python, so you can see what the image is. And you can see that it's a PNG image in RGBA mode with a specific size, but that's not that useful. So maybe instead we should do python.show. And you can see that we've got this image of the Python logo. What we could then do is we could then save it in a different format. So we could save it as python.bmp, so save it as a bitmap. And then we could open it again, although it doesn't exist yet, and show the bitmap. And you can see slightly differently, this one's got a black background, and that's because there's no alpha. So the transparent bit here is displayed as black. You could also save it as a JPEG, but you need to colour in the transparent bit first. We also have another image called GoProgram, and that's goprogram.png, and again we can show that. And you can see that's another PNG. But we can also print the actual size of the image, so we can print python.size and goprogram.size. And you'll see they're both pretty much square, but their sizes aren't the same. So if we wanted to interact with them together, we would probably want to resize them. And one way of doing that is to use the thumbnail function, and that's 200 by 200, which we're going to make it, and the same we go program. So we've just converted the images to smaller versions of themselves, and then we can just show these. And you can see we've got two images that are the same size. Then with the images, we can then put them together. And so we can say that our merge is an image, and we're going to create a new one, and it's going to be RGBA because these are both have transparent bits, and the size is going to be 400 by 200, and you'll notice that that's the sum of both of the thumbnails put together. So we want to paste in Python, and we'll put this one first, so it will be in 00, and we also want to paste in Go program. This time we want it a bit further across, so it'll be 200 0, and then we can just show. And you can see that we've put both images together to create a new image. We can also play with this, so we can flip it. So we can say merge is merge.transpose image.flip top bottom. So this is going to take the image and flip it. And you can see it's done exactly that, and we've flipped our thumbnail over. There are other transforms you can do. So we could, for example, change Python and say Python is python.transpose image.rotate 90, and then we could change Go program by again rotating it. This time it could be rotate 270, and you can see now we've rotated the images, put them together, and then flip the whole thing, which is a bit confusing. There are other things you can do to transform images. So if we focus on Go program specifically for this next bit, we can say that we have a crop, and that's Go program.crop, and the size we want is 100, 100. And then we're going to take the current size and crop 100 off the right and 100 off the bottom. And then we can show the crop. And you see we're able to crop the image, and we've taken off some at the top. And this looks quite strange because initially it was a circle. But we can also resize our image, so we can say Go program is Go program dot resize, and we can make this new one 500 by 500, and you'll see the crop is even clearer because it's taken the image was about that big and cropped 100 off the top and the bottom and the left and the right. There's more you can do with images. It's not just resizing and kind of playing that way. So now we're going to have a cat, which is going to be image.open cat.jpg, and so you can see it will cat.show, and you can see this is just a picture of a cat that was free to use and all that stuff. So maybe we could apply a filter. So we'll apply the filter image filters, and all we want is the max filter, and we'll take this image and show it. And it's not that clear, but if you compare the two images, you can kind of see in the max filter these lighter areas have become a lot lighter, and likewise the whiskers. And there are lots of other filters we can use. So the filters we might want are blur, contour, detail, edge enhance, more, emboss, find edges, smooth more, and sharpen. And we can just apply all of these filters. So we can say, we can loop through all of them, and we can say that we're going to input filter, and this means there's going to be a pause where we have to press enter before we continue, and we can print out the filter at the same time. And we'll filter the cat, In the same way, it will be image filter dot and then the filter. So to do that, we'll evaluate a string of image filter dot and then filter, and then we'll show it. So we're taking the image, we're doing image filter dot the name, evaluating it so it's run as code, and then applying it. So if we look at blur, you can see that the image is quite blurred, unsurprisingly. Contour, you can see it's taken all the contours and drawn those in, and it looks a bit like a pencil drawing. Detail, edge enhance more, emboss, so it looks like the cat has been dipped in concrete. Find edges, a bit like the contour but inverted. Smooth more, and sharpen. And that's quite nice. You notice there are a couple that weren't there. So one cool thing we could do is we could invert the colors. So to do this, we need a NumPy array, and we can just take the cat and convert it into a NumPy array, which is really nice. And then we can say the cat is again the image.from array, the array, and then we can cat.show. But it makes sense here to do something with that array. So we say array is 255 minus the array. So in essence inverting the colors. And you can see that that looks very cool, although probably not a cat that I would like to see. We can also do other effects, because we can just apply maths on the array. So we can say that the array plus equals 128. And you might think, you know, all the images from 0 to 255, so what's going to happen when they go over? And this array, the data type is an 8-bit integer, so this will automatically make sure that it's less than 256. Although you can see it's done it in quite a strange way, and we've got some really interesting colours on our cat. Another thing we can do is we can draw on the cat, so we can put some text on. So we can do image draw dot draw cat. So we've taken the cat and converted it into an image draw, and this allows us to draw on it. So we can draw some text, and we want the cat.size, but we're going to divide it by 2 so that it's in the center, and we'll make the y coordinate 0 so it's at the top. The text is going to be cat, the align is center, and then we can just show the cat. Although you can see this has created a very small piece of text in the top corner, which doesn't look great, and that's because the default font is a bitmap font. So actually what we need is to get a font. So our font is an image font, and this is a true type font. You can see that I've got opensans.ttf here, and we just need to put opensans.ttf, and the size we're going to make it is 50, so it'll be quite large. And we're going to set the font equal to the font, and the fill, so the color, is equal to 000, so that it's all black. And there you can see our image of a cat with a label there saying cat. You can see how we can manipulate images to add filters or crop them or do other manual work automatically using Pillow. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. You've learned what you can do with the new fork of the Python image library, and I'll see you again same time next week. Till then.